Hey gang, John Bacarella here with your Lake St. Clair Fishing Report, brought to you by Sportsmen's Direct. And it is July 11th, and we are what sure feels like officially into the dog days of summer out there. Water temps up into the mid-70s down there at the Belle Isle the last I checked. Near shore is going to be warmer than that. You know, Main Lake out along the channel is going to be cooler with that water coming out of Lake Huron. And so that's what's going on out here. These fish are starting to move on out. 16 feet and deeper for the most part here along the mile roads for the smallies. That south shore is a little different. You can catch them a little tighter than that, but you can bet those fish are going to be moving out down there as well. So smallmouths, yeah, they're going pretty good. We're not seeing as big of bags as we have in the last couple of years, but still lots of well over 20-pound bags out there. Your drop shots, still throwing some Kitex out there. I haven't heard too many guys talking about it, but I'm sure there'll be a blade bait bite going again out there along with jig and spoons for those fish as they move deeper, especially out closer to that channel bank. And you know, all your slower presentations, and even I've heard some really good reports of some topwater bites going out there and those big mayfly slicks that are forming, because you know those mayflies are still hatching like crazy. We got a pretty good hatch going the last few nights, and it doesn't look like it's going to slow down anytime soon. And talking about those mayfly slicks out there that the guys are taking those smallies off of right now, for you shore guys, take advantage of the mayfly hatch as far as panfish goes. You know, you can take one of these adjust-a-bubbles here, and like these these mayfly imitation flies we got here, like these spinners. Well, actually they call them spinners, but they're spent mayfly they call spinners. But take one of these guys, a long lead on these adjust-a-bubbles, toss these around the shoreline, guys. You don't know what you're going to pick up. Big bluegills, smallmouths, largemouths, everything's up there on the surface feeding on those mayflies right now. So you don't have to be out in the middle of the lake fishing those slicks to take advantage of the mayfly hatch. There's a lot of activity, especially early in the morning and late evenings, all along the shoreline. Now, the walleye fishermen out there, the channel is still producing limits of fish every day for most of these guys. We got guys actually getting creative and trying to find different ways to get their limits just because there's so many fish out there. So crawler harnesses, crankbaits, guys are vertical jigging them out there on the lake with blade baits. They're casting to them with swim baits. They're throwing, I've heard guys throwing eerie dearies and weapon rigs. For you walleye guys trolling out there in the middle of the lake, now they're running cranks, they're running harnesses, but you can also do some combo rigs out there. This kind of is a throwback back to the days when we used to fish down on Erie and we needed to get extra lines in the water. Right here you got your Bandit, your JT Custom Bandit, and you got one of these streak spoons, either the mini streaks or the juniors. Take your deep diving crank. It doesn't have to be a Bandit. It can be a wigglewort. It can be a deep diving bass crank for that matter. But take that, run off a three-way rig, run a short dropper to your crank, run a long lead, probably 36 inches up to 6 feet back to your spoon, and troll those out there off of your boards, and I think you will be amazed at the results. And you might even pull some double headers out there. It can make life really interesting running two baits out there. So just a little tip for you guys out there trolling cranks if you want to switch it up a little bit. You know, if you want to get out there and catch fish, you can definitely get walleyes. Same thing up in that south channel, up into the St. Clair River. The fish are coming all different ways, and you know, it doesn't look like it's going to slow down. So the walleye are here to stay. That walleye fishing is great. Now, perch fishing, we're starting to get some really good perch reports, to the point that some of the guys that are out there trolling for walleyes, like I was talking about in the last fishing report, once they're picking get all those limits of walleyes, they're actually trolling for perch now. Now, one of the things you guys can use out there, you can use your regular crawler harnesses, but we've also got some of these little mini harnesses, like these guys right here, that have got smaller blades, a little bit smaller hooks, and they're more geared for your perch out there. But you know, you can fish your regular perch spreaders with your blades on them too. You can drift for them, but that slow trolling is really producing a lot of big perch for the guys, and that's out over there in the dumping grounds and all along the channel and some of those weed beds that are midway out to the channel. I also got some good reports of guys that were bass fishing over on the Bell River hump, taking some just huge perch over there on drop shot baits. So you know they're big perch when they're smoking those drop shot rigs out there. So you know the perch are turning on, the walleyes are going like crazy, the smallies are moving deeper. Mayfly hatch is going, water's warming up, and muskie guys are doing pretty good out there as well, although it sounds like they're struggling a little bit because with this high water, the fish aren't where they normally are. per se, but the guys are still taking a lot of really nice fish out there. We're seeing a lot of reports of 50-inch plus fish. So, you know, the weather is supposed to be hot this weekend. We got a little bit of a cool down coming, I think, tomorrow, and it's going to warm back up. And then next week, it's supposed to really warm back up again. So you can just expect these fish to keep moving deeper. We're going to get more entrenched in that, you know, that midsummer pattern, which we should be at this time of the year, going into mid-July. So, you know, if you get a chance and, you know, the wind behaves itself like it's been doing at least the last couple of weeks here, get out there, get in on some of that perch action, that walleye action, smallies, whatever your favorite fish is, they are going out there pretty good, and just have at her, and we'll see you again in about a week or so. If you guys like this content on this channel and you'd like to get updated as soon as the new videos are brought out, click that subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it, and you'll get notified as soon as the next video comes out.